All right, we're live pretty much everywhere. So, Ben, this is exciting. I mean, it's more than a few months right now since we spoke last time, right?
It's been a while. Yeah, lots changed, so I'm pretty excited.
It's been a while. And I mean, this webinar is something a lot of PitchGrounders have been waiting for because we'll be talking about Publist, what's new, and first of all, what Publist is and isn't, because there are so many new faces, so many new PitchGrounders who joined and maybe don't know Publist yet. So we will start there, what Publist is and isn't, and then Ben will tell us pretty much everything about what is new, how is the embed feature, and so on. So Ben, you actually there's been some news, right? Like you got some maybe new investment or
some big news. Yeah, we actually just closed. You can see we're in a new office. You can't see it too much. I can turn the camera.
Show it around. Oh, that's nice. I remember that last time we spoke, you were in the apartment in where it was, Los Angeles?
In San Francisco. Yeah, we were still
yeah.
Will and I were both living there, but we just closed a $1.5 million seed round. We've got a new office set up in Venice, so it's been a really exciting time for the team here.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
All right, very cool. So, what is Will doing right now? Are you still working like together in the same office, still building this amazing stuff together?
Yeah. I mean, his desk's right here, like right behind me. So yeah, we're still working together. He was up pretty late writing some code last night, so he's probably gonna wake up soon.
Yeah, I remember like when he was sending all the updates, all the video updates into PitchGround when we were launching. It was crazy. Like PitchGrounder's got idea, and he immediately executed the idea and posted a video about it into PitchGround. Yeah. It's so cool.
And I mean, now that we moved into this office, the last thing we need to do to really set up here is we're gonna be hiring a few more engineers, and then that's exactly what we want to get back to. So I mean, in the beginning, people would request a feature and days later it'd be built. That's exactly where we're trying to go.
Amazing. I'm really excited to hear like what's new, but first of all, please start from the very beginning. What is Publist for people who still haven't bought Publist and don't know a single thing about Publist? What is it? What isn't? How can I use it? Why should I use it? Start from the very beginning, please.
Yeah, definitely. No, for everybody that's new, everybody that hasn't had a chance to take a look. I mean, Publist is meant to be your universal file system for all of your cloud files, and that means files from every single one of the apps you use. So we basically have a cloud storage platform. It's similar to something like Dropbox or Google Drive. If you use that, I think with a better user interface. But the main thing we do is our integrations. So we've taken that cloud storage platform and we've connected it to Slack, to Google Drive, to Trello, to OneDrive, to your Gmail. So no matter where you're getting files, whether they're emailed to you, whether you stored them, whether they're being sent by your team members on Slack, no matter where they're coming from, you have them all in one place where you can keep them organized and collaborate with your team.
That's amazing. So basically what I can do right now, I'm using Dropbox, I'm using Google Drive, and with Publist, I can use just Publist and see everything in one place.
Everything in one place. So you're never going to have to download a file and upload it to a cloud storage. You're never going to have to go looking for a file. You're never going to have to ask a teammate where they shared a file with you. Everything is automatically there, and you can always trust that you can find it.
But it's not only that you would be like gluing together all these different apps, but you are actually providing space too, right? I know that you have like 500 gigabytes of storage, and like that's the basic, but you have multiple terabytes after that as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, so we do two things, and this has actually been one of our most popular features. We give users the options to either have links to their files on the original app, and that doesn't use any storage, or you can bring it onto Publist's native cloud storage. And that's what we sell, and that's where we start at 500 gigabyte plans and go all the way up to, I think, the biggest plan we did with PitchGround was 24 terabytes. If you're
yeah, I remember. Like it's crazy. I know that mostly people who are like content creators, video editors, and so on use this because really, who needs 24 terabytes if you're not doing like with the huge media files, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have some agencies that I think are using close to that, so it's been
okay. All right, I see people are joining on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Guys, please ask any questions about Publist or about how you can manage maybe your files a little bit more effective, because Ben here, he's an expert and he will answer everything. So if you have any questions, please ask us anywhere and we'll get back to you. Now, Ben, please, I would ask you to start sharing your screen and show us the platform. What is it? And then we'll move into like what's new in Publist.
Definitely, let's take a look. Hold on. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. So here's the actual platform. So like I said, we have a cloud storage platform similar to Dropbox, I think with a cleaner user interface, which you can see here. It's pretty standard. You know, here I can make new folders. I can create notes. I can share documents. I can find all of my files here stored in the folders that I've organized them in. So for example, I've been doing customer interviews with plenty of people from PitchGround. I've stored notes all here in a folder. But here is the interesting part, and this is where it gets really fun, is our connected apps. So you can see I've got my Dropbox account connected, I've got my Slack connected, I've got Gmail connected, I've got Trello connected, I have Google Drive connected, and when I click on them, I'll find all of the files that I have in that app. So if I opened my Dropbox right now, these are exactly the files that I would see, but instead I can see them here from the connected app in Publist. I can do the same with all of the files that have ever been sent to me by the team. So anytime Will sends me a file, it's going to show up right here in Slack. Same thing with anything that's been emailed to me. I actually have 2 Dropboxes. So another interesting use case here is that if you're trying to juggle lots of different cloud storage accounts, because you have, your personal account, you have an account for your team, you have a side project that you do as well. You can link them all to Publist, so you have one hub to find them all. Trello if you're using project management, and then my favorite is Google Drive. And then if I go to connect, I can see we actually have a lot of other apps that I haven't connected. If you're using DocuSign, signed documents will show up in Publist. OneDrive if you're a PC user. If you have your own SFTP server for the developers out there, you can go ahead and connect that. And then even more fun, we have lots more new apps coming soon. So here's a list of everything that we've been requested. We haven't quite ordered this one yet, but very soon, in a couple of weeks, we're going to start trying to build these as quickly as possible, hopefully at about 1 a week. And you can see everything that's been requested here. And if any of you guys are existing Publist users and there's another integration you want, definitely feel free to drop it in the comments here or just send me a message with it. I'd love to add it to the coming soon page.
So basically, these are all the apps that I will see eventually in the left panel there, in the left menu, and I will be able to manage them in one place, in one Publist,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. So just like when I click on my Dropbox, I can see all the files from Dropbox. I would be able to do the same with all the files I'd posted to Facebook, anything I have in Confluence, my notes from Evernote, any files on any of these apps, you'll be able to find here in Publist and organize them. And then if I take a look here, above connected apps, I have my actual Publist drive. So this is what you brought up earlier. In addition to connecting all of the cloud storage accounts, we also offer our own native storage. So I have 4 drives here I've created. If I go ahead and create a new one, I have the option to either use the Publist cloud storage, or again, if you're a developer, you can go ahead and connect a S3 bucket. I won't get too deep into that. But I'm going to go ahead and create another Publist drive. Just call it PitchGround.
I remember how you accidentally opened the CSV file with the codes. Do you remember?
I do.
Yeah, guys, you maybe weren't there, but Ben accidentally opened the file with all the lifetime codes there, and some of the viewers were so fast that they actually applied like 10 of them. So it was quite fun.
They were redeeming them pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, props to everyone for being so quick, and we let everybody keep the storage. So keep watching. I might make that mistake again.
Now that's the hook.
So here, this is the important thing. I have my new drive just for PitchGround. So let's just say, for example, I'd been storing, a video that I needed to send to you for PitchGround. I could just go ahead, wherever it might be. We'll use this getting started with Dropbox PDF as an example. I can just drag and drop it into the PitchGround drive. Then I'm going to have this modal pop up. So I'm going to have 2 options. I can either link the file or I can copy it. Now, if I want to save on some storage and I want to use my storage really conservatively, I can hit link, and that'll just give me a link that'll open Dropbox and find the file. If I hit copy the file, which I'm going to do now, it'll actually, you can see in the bottom left, it's actually making a copy and storing the file here in Publist.
Yes.
It uses some of my storage. Then I can go ahead and open it. and I can preview it here in Publist. And then if I go back to my apps, you might have noticed that there are check marks here by some apps, and there are link icons next to the others, and that's representing, exactly that. Some of these files are linked. When I click on it, it'll open Dropbox. Others are already stored within Publist. And soon we're going to be giving you an option to automatically back up all of your files. So if I wanted to move all of these files at once and give them a little check mark, and any new file that comes into Dropbox, I could do that. And yeah, that's an overview of the platform. I mean, there's a couple other small features, like I could change the view here to make it easier for me to organize my files. I can check out this view. This is my favorite.
Yeah, you're a Mac user, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's great because I could see all of my connected apps all at once. So here I could see the folder hierarchies, everything all at once.
Oh, there we go. There's the sheet with the codes.
Yeah, I'll try not to do it this time.
Muhammad is saying, open the file again, please. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, really? Not yet. Yeah, so yeah, that's an overview of the platform.
Amazing. We have a question. Can you connect with YouTube?
No, I haven't looked into YouTube's API. I think that might be possible. I could take a look after, or have one of the engineers take a look at YouTube's API and see if that's going to be possible. If it is, we can add it to the connected apps, because I think that'd be great for all the content creators out there.
Absolutely.
Make a video, just go ahead and find it and publish once it's published.
Yeah, and I mean, for example, Final Cut Pro, it allows you to upload directly to YouTube, right? So I'm thinking whether you could upload from Publist directly on YouTube. That'd be pretty amazing. Yeah,
I think that'd be a really useful feature.
Anyway, question from Kerb. What is the name of this SaaS? We're talking about Publist, an amazing tool which connects all your cloud storage apps you might be using, and you can control them in one single place and add some additional storage. And we're talking about hundreds of gigabytes or terabytes. So it's pretty useful, and it's available on PitchGround right now. So if you want to check it, it's pitchground.com/products/Publist. Now, Ben, tell me more about what are the new things you developed since the last time we've been speaking together.
Yeah, plenty of new features. Pretty much, any bug that anybody ran into has been fixed. The team's been working hard to get the Wistia-like features and the video player out. That's going to come out soon. It's pretty much done. We're just doing some final testing on it, and then that's going to be launched. And then I could actually take a look at the roadmap as well. We've got plenty of new interesting stuff coming out, and the next biggest thing we're going to be launching, early in 2020 is going to be our apps platform. So slowly, we're going to start actually allowing third-party developers. Hopefully, we'll have some in the group in PitchGround. We're going to be allowing them to build apps that will be available for all the users on Publist, kind of similar to what you would see on the iOS App Store. So you open the App Store on your phone, you find apps, and then you could download them to your phone. You'll have apps, for example, if I wanted to visualize all the data from my CSV files that I'm storing in Publist, I could do that with a third-party app. And then on the roadmap, we've got a few other, more minor features coming. Things that were really requested in PitchGround, like the trash can file retention, more advanced sorting, new encryption and password protected folders. We have a lot of people creating courses and making media on Publist. So, embedded media that's protected by a password, or embedded media that has an expiration date or can't be downloaded. I know that's going to be really important for a lot of people, so we'll be working on that. We're going to be updating our search features and adding some more advanced search filters to make it easier to find files. If you want to only search a couple of your apps or something to that effect, you'd be able to do so. And then here's actually, I forgot to mention this one. These are my favorite features. Really soon, early 2020, we're going to be launching our desktop app and then building a mobile app as well. So you're going to be able to find all of your files from all your apps on our app on your phone. You can have it on the go wherever you need. If you're working in a coffee shop, about to get on a plane, you need to send somebody your file, you'll be able to find it easily no matter where it was stored. And then again, one of the things I'm most excited for, especially for the people in PitchGround, is going to be our shared drives and our Teams workspaces. I think that's going to be huge. I know tons of people from PitchGround bought Publist for their small business, for their startup, or for their agency. And so we want to make it really easy for all of those people to get their entire team onto Publist. We're going to have anybody that bought a lifetime deal, unlimited users. You can put your entire team, even if it's 500 people, you can put them on your Publist LTD. And you'll be able to share your drives with them, change the permissions on the drive, and work out of Teams workspaces on Publist.
Mm-hmm.
And then, last but not least, we've got a Chrome extension. That's probably going to be later next year. A download manager. We'll be working on, like I said, our media player. That should be coming out soon. The mobile app. And then in addition to the third-party apps, we're going to be building our own app suite. So you can think Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, but it's going to be, a better version with Publist Docs, Sheets, Slides, newsletters, and more. And yeah, that's a quick overview of everything that we've got coming out. So if anybody has any questions about any of these features specifically, I'd love to, dive into a deep dive.
We have a question. It's not about the features, but it's about integration from Muhammad, and he's asking, can you integrate with SocialChamp? It's one of our lifetime deals we're currently having on a site. We will use Publist and SocialChamp to manage our social media.
Totally. Jacob, do you know if SocialChamp has an API out?
I think they do. I'm not 100% sure, but it's quite easy to find out.
If they have an open API out, it's something I'd love to talk about. I love doing the integrations with the lifetime deals. So yeah, if that's something that's going to be possible, I'd love to add it to the list.
All right. So let me check if we have some other questions. Nope, I don't see any other questions. So can we dive like a little bit deeper into these features which are in the roadmap? So what is the feature you are most excited about?
Oh, easily, I think it's going to be the desktop app for me.
Why?
The desktop app, I'll talk about two. I really like the desktop app, and I'm actually most excited about the shared drives and the Teams workspaces. The desktop app, just having that, I think that was really Dropbox's claim to fame when they first came out, especially being able to sync folders from your desktop and automatically bring over all the files you already have stored locally on your computer. I think that's going to be huge. The other thing is, some people have noticed that our Google Drive integration works a bit differently than the rest right now. We still don't have full permissions from Google, so you have to bring over your files individually. But the cool thing is, once you have the desktop app built, you can actually sync your Google Drive to a folder on your desktop, and that will sync to Publist. So all your files from Google Drive will be there automatically.
Wait, there was a thing that you needed to pay, I believe, like 50K, right, to Google?
There's 75 for a security audit. So
75, and it's already done?
No, still working on that one.
All right, okay.
But when the desktop app comes out, it won't matter anymore, because Google Drive allows you to sync all your files.
Yeah.
And that'll be onto Publist. And I think just being able to work out of a desktop app, so you can have access to all your files offline, so you can use the Publist apps you've downloaded offline, just like you would use any other desktop app like Slack. I think that's going to be amazing.
All right, then, so this desktop app, what is the other thing that you're excited about?
Yeah, it's the Teams features, really. I mean, because right now, even with our team here at Publist, as we're growing, sometimes we'll need to share files that were on Google Drive. I'll need to collaborate with Will and some of the other members of the team on files. And I really want to be able to do that outside, like within Publist, so I can have files from all of my apps and then share them more easily and collaborate with the team. I think that, we've already centralized all the files you have from all your apps and put them in one place. So I think it just makes sense to also get all of your team members in one place and have Publist just be your hub for all of your files. Yeah,
that's what I liked since day one, because you want to build like one place where you can do pretty much everything, right? Edit files, create presentations maybe, and pretty much everything you need to do with these files. It's almost like Google has Google Docs, Google Sheets, and so on. You want to build something similar, right? All these apps.
Exactly, and that's another great point. I think not like the Teams features and the shared drives are really exciting on their own. I think when you combine them with the apps we're building and the third-party app store, it's going to be a really potent combination. When we have tens and hundreds of apps being built by third-party developers, and anything you need to do with a file, you'll be able to do in Publist, and you'll have your whole team there. And so I think pretty much anything you're going to ever need to do with any of your files, you'll be able to do in one place.
Okay, before we move on into other features, we have two questions. One is from Bill. Is Plutio possible? Plutio, I believe it's another app integration.
Plutio, yeah, I think that was a cloud storage lifetime deal. I think I've seen theirs. Same thing, exact same thing that I said about the last lifetime deal. I'm gonna have to check about their API. If it's possible and enough people want to request it, we can definitely do that one soon.
Okay, question from Muhammad. Can we put the limit on the downloading the files?
So that would be if you're, making a course or somebody who's embedding, media onto your site. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the question. Yeah, that's something we're going to be adding soon. So we're going to prevent, if you're making a course and it's exclusive, say there's a paywall and you don't want people to be able to download the video and then distribute it on their own, you'll be able to encrypt it. So it'll be just for whoever you share it with.
Amazing. All right, Bill. Bill, actually, yes, we answered your question, Bill, about Plutio. But Ben, tell me, you just raised 1.2 mil. What is going to happen? Are you going to buy Lamborghinis and will you be this swagger in Silicon Valley driving around? Or are you going to invest into your business?
I'm still wearing jeans and black t-shirts from H&M. I've still got the same old pickup truck out here. So we're not living lives of luxury quite yet. It's all going back into the business. Our biggest focus right now is just hiring more engineers, getting as many great people on the team as possible, so we can start building as quickly as we can.
I remember last time we spoke, it was just you and Will, right? Yeah. And right now, what's the status of your team like?
So
how many?
We've got another engineer, Bharat. It's a holiday here in the United States, so he's not here today. We've got another engineer consulting. I've got somebody helping me out with customer support and community management. I've got another guy part-time helping me out with marketing. So the team's definitely grown, and then we're going to be hiring a few more engineers really soon.
That's exciting. All right. Now I remember that you were telling me that you want to actually in the future make Publist available for app developers, right? That people can put their own apps into Publist, and Publist users can use their apps. So what feature in the roadmap is that?
So that's
the last one.
That's here at the end of the roadmap.
I see.
Third-party apps and apps SDK. We're going to start testing that early next year. I don't have a great date for you exactly when it's going to come out, but we're going to be taking a select group of developers who will apply to build the first apps and actually work with them to get it all working, and then we'll open that up to the public.
Interesting. Why this decision? Like, why don't you want to build it all yourself?
Sorry, I'm talking to Will here. He's really excited about the apps.
Yeah, I was asking, why don't you want to build like all these apps yourself, and you want other people to build it?
We are building a lot of them ourselves, and we're also building the whole platform that they'll be built on. So we've been restructuring our whole backend, calling it. We're on API 2 now. It's going to be API 3. That's going to be done early next year. That's what we're really working hard on right now. And then once that's done, we'll build the first couple apps, the docs, spreadsheets, and slides. And then, I just think that we're going to get a lot more done, and there's going to be a lot more creative apps being built if we open it up to the crowd. And I love, the community that we built here on Facebook. I think building a community of developers working on these problems is going to be great as well.
Yeah, I see July 2020, but people, if they buy lifetime deals, they want to have it for lifetime. So if you would be thinking about what is Publist in 5 years from now, I know that it will be like really abstract, but where do you want to take it? Like, what is the Publist in 5 years from now?
Oh God, that's the biggest thing. Once we've got all of these features built, once we've got our own apps in the third-party app store, it's just about growing. So we just want to have, a really, really thriving ecosystem of apps and developers and users, all collaborating. Pretty much anything, at that point, anything that you could ever think to do with a file, you'll be able to do here in one place.
Yeah, I remember that it can change so fast. I mean, Publist didn't start like this, right? It was content, basically curation platform, where something like Pocket, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of pivots. I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, why Publist? Because that's the origin of the story.
Yeah. Well, it used to make a lot more sense than it does, but now everybody knows us as Publist. we started as sort of a social media platform for news. So we took the distributed paywall model from Spotify. You pay once and you get music from anywhere. And mostly Will, I wasn't actually at the company at this point, but he had applied that to news and had a platform where people could pay once and find news from any source. That's Wall Street Journal, The Economist, wherever it may be, and then talk about it in one place. And that got some traction on some college campuses. And then he raised some money and he actually repurposed the news scraping tool he'd built to find news for enterprise. So it was, alerts about your competition, basically any information you needed to know about your competitors or your market, you could find with Publist. And we didn't have a lot of success selling that. And I had just been doing so many phone calls with different companies, just figuring out, hey, what news do you need? Like what sources do we need to integrate with? And everybody just kept saying, oh, well, we don't need news, but can you connect to Slack? Because we want to find our files there. Or could you connect to our project management software? And I'd heard that probably 50 or 60 times because I'd done so many of these calls. And then eventually we decided, okay, well, we've already built this back end. And he realized, oh, well, we can use this exact same technology to just connect to apps instead of news sources. And, once we did that and pivoted, that's when we really started to see success and really started to see success with people, the teams using Publist.
It's all about listening, right? If you'd be all into the first idea, we wouldn't be maybe sitting here.
Probably not. No, I don't think we'd be talking.
So I'm really interested to see where are you going to take it next? If it will be something like, I don't know, App Store almost, that people will be developing apps, or will be more like a Google for all these file management systems and so on. So yeah, pretty exciting. So let me show me please other features we could discuss, because people want to hear a little bit more about them. So scroll.
Yeah, so we could talk a little bit more about features, and then there's a really interesting giveaway we're doing. I think I want to introduce here too.
Okay.
Yeah, so feature wise, I think I covered most of it in the overview. But the other thing I guess what I didn't cover is our option to embed. So let me find a video really quick. And people have been using this one a lot. If I find a video here, I can go ahead and click on embed. And this modal will come up. Hi, everyone. This is an old video we had introducing the product, but I can go ahead and click create embed. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a embed code and a direct file URL. And if I'm, working on a website, if I'm creating a course and I need to embed any of the files I have in Publist to one of those web pages, I can go ahead and do that here. Then if we look at the top bar, now that I've selected a file, we have some other options too. So I can add it to one of my drives, because you can see this file came from Dropbox. That just moves it onto Publist. I can download it here from Publist, or I can view it in preview.
I know that we were talking about moving files from, let's say, Google Drive to Dropbox and copying the files, but the way you manage to do it is basically you are creating a link, right, in the app in the target app where you want to paste the file, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad that we brought up the API 3, the new backend we're building, because that's going to open up a lot of other possibilities for us too. And one of them is the ability to move files. Instead of just being able to move them one way from your connected app into your cloud drives, it's going to be two ways. So you'll be able to move it just directly from Dropbox. Here, let's change the view here. If I wanted to take a file from Dropbox, let's say this getting started document, I could move it directly into Gmail. So I can't do that now. That'll be available with the new backend API 3 early in 2020.
Okay. All right, we have a couple questions. This is actually a really good question from Muhammad. How you will manage the cost for the server's lifetime deal? Is there any business plan in your mind?
Yeah, so right now it's been pretty manageable. All the files that we store go to Amazon S3. We were with the lifetime deal, we're really looking mostly for the feedback. We're a venture-backed company, paying for the storage to have a great initial user base and people that are going to give us feedback and let us optimize the product. Paying for their storage, even if it ends up being a bit more than what they paid for the lifetime deal, is totally worth it for us. But right now it's totally manageable. And especially with our option to link files, a lot of people are using Publist more to just link and organize files than to even store them. So it's going to be totally manageable. And at the end of the day, we're venture backed, and our biggest priority is the feedback anyway.
Mm-hmm. Talking about feedback, what is the most interesting feedback or suggestion you've received so far while we are doing this live video?
That's a great question. Lots of people are really eager to get their whole team on Publist. So I've been hearing a lot about how they want the shared drives to work. And then aside from that, just some interesting feature requests. These new embed features have been really requested.
Mm-hmm. Anders is saying, totally agree on the desktop app being exciting. Really looking forward to that. Bill is asking, did the audio go out? I don't think so, but please let us know in the comments if you can hear us again, because I'm just checking multiple and it looks fine. But let us know, please, in the comments if you can hear us. Just type yes or something. Anyway, Ben, you were talking about some exciting giveaway. So what is that? What is the giveaway you were mentioning?
I'm surprised nobody's asked yet, but if you look at the app in the top right corner, there's another subtle change here. Now there's this refer a friend button. So when I go ahead and click on the refer a friend button, I'm brought to this page. And normally it'll ask you to enter your email, and you'll check a box and enter the modal here. But we're going to be giving away a ton of free storage over the next 2 weeks for Black Friday and Cyber Monday if you start referring friends to Publist. So there's a link here. You can go ahead and share this with any of your friends, or you could share the link here to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, in an email or on WhatsApp. You can put your friend's email here and send an automated email. But the point is, as you refer friends, we're going to be giving away tons of storage for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I've got the prizes here. It goes all the way up to 1 terabyte. So if any of you have 100 friends who like cloud storage, you can go ahead and get a free terabyte. This is all for life. So I think it's a great deal. And to start, it's also really easy. The first referral, you'll get a code. It'll be for 5 gigabytes. We have a 10 gigabyte for 3 referrals, 20 gigabytes for 5 referrals, 50 gigabytes for 10 referrals, and as you can see, all the way up to 100 referrals with the 10.
And I mean, we should put it into context, because if you're using G Suite, you get like 30 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. You have like 30 gigabytes with the G Suite.
15 for free. It might be 30 on the business plan. So yeah, when you make a new Google Drive, I think you only get 15.
15 with a free, but with the business. I mean, even with the business, you get like 30. And here, you just refer one friend and you get 5 gigabytes. It's crazy. Like
this is on top of the 10 gigabytes you get for free when you make a new account.
Yeah.
So if you make a new account and refer even one friend, you're already at 15 gigabytes. 3 friends, then you're at 25, because all these codes stack as well. So if you get everyone, you'll actually end up with closer to 2 terabytes, because all of these codes stack.
That's crazy. Anyway, great suggestion from Bill again. I don't know if you're actually solving it, but it's what about automatic migration to another drive for when drives are full?
Got you. So is he talking about Publist drives or is connected apps?
I think connected apps.
Got you. Yeah. So that's something you'll be able to do with API 3. Once that's out in early next year, we'll have automatic migration. So if you want to just move your entire Google Drive onto Publist and then delete all of the files on Google Drive, you'll be able to do that in one click. It'll be really easy.
So you want to fight these big guys in the long run. You want to own their users in Publist. Yeah. I see your strategy.
Eventually, there'll be no reason to use Google Drive. You can have it all.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so this is the giveaway. Pretty exciting. It's only going to be available for 2 weeks right now. But I think that's going to be plenty of time for people to get those 100 referrals and get those 2 terabytes.
Amazing. So guys, make sure that you will refer friends so you get some free storage. I have a fun comment here. Every time when we go live on Twitch, people from really from really different industry, mainly gamers will join. And we have a comment from Glamorous on Twitch, and he or she is saying, sorry for my bad English, but do you know what basketball is? Have a nice day.
Yeah,
it's a
I've heard of basketball.
Yeah, me too.
I've done about it. I'm no good at it.
So yeah, that's about the last question I see here in the comment section.
That's a good place to end then.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I see a lot of people are still watching, so I'm gonna use this for a shameless plug of our next webinar, which will start tomorrow, and it will be actually the biggest webinar this year. I'm going totally crazy. I will go live for 7 hours straight. I'll be starting from 8 a.m. in the morning, and I will be going to, I believe, 3 p.m. and then another webinar, but I will be interviewing all founders of all products, including Ben here, and he will show you again what Publist is, what Publist isn't, and other founders will join too. And we are preparing some amazing giveaway there, so you need to join. I'll be making special posts about this webinar tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I'll be making the post today about the tomorrow's webinar. So please stay tuned in our Facebook group because it's going to be super, super exciting. So Ben, we'll talk tomorrow. Is there anything else you would like to add to our conversation today?
No, I think that was it. It was a great talk.
Yeah. All right. So thanks everybody for joining. Ben, thanks a lot for the quick presentation, and we'll see each other tomorrow.
Yep. Talk to you tomorrow morning.
All right. Talk to you. Bye.
Yep.